CURA100 Global Podcast. And this is our 8 episodes. We are the CURA100 Global Supergroup Initiative. And we meet every Tuesday to present the best of the best in our research group. And also we want to put it live so that we can see it, we can check it out. And also if it's something that you can learn from wherever you are, you can learn from our researchers. We are clinicians, doctors, psychotherapists, psychoanalysts, intern, having topic in the area of psychoanalysis, mental health, wellness, and coaching around the globe, bring it up to you. So if this is nice for you, if you learn something from this presentation, just give a like and just say thank you to the group of people that are making this happen. We have today Evelyn Fonseca from Chicago, Portugal, Canada. And then we also have Alonso Pozo Cervantes, Alonso Nicole. I love the Nicole name. She's from Ecuador, USA, from Florida. And we have Cara Mariusum. I don't know if she's in Turkey or in USA or New York City. And also we have Dr. Gloria Jean Baptist, precious job, Dr. Gloria Jean Baptist from Brooklyn, New York City. And myself, I'm from Florida, BR, New York, Europe, whatever. So we are here bringing the best to you, some kind of knowledge, put it in research, like a value-based psychology, mental health, and psychiatry presentations for you. Today, our presenter is Zainb Hemeda. She's a new intern from Manhattan University, and we're very happy that she's here with us. She has a long love relationship with stigma or mental health. She's going to bring her experience and her topics today. And for that, we're going to bring Cara Marie Usum to present our newest presenter and intern from Manhattan University. Take it from there.
Thank you, Dr. Piña. Yes, let me introduce Zainb Hemeda. Zainb is a graduate student in the mental health counseling program at Manhattan University. She earned her bachelor's degree in psychology with honors from Brooklyn College, where she also was inducted into the National Society of Leadership and Success, the NSLS. Zainb began her career as a direct support professional with the Office for People with Developmental Disabilities. Her work spans a range of settings, including schools, group homes, and hospitals, and she has experience supporting both children and adults facing mood disorders, trauma, and developmental challenges. Currently, Zainb is completing her clinical internship at the Hispanic Mental Health Counseling, PLLC. Zainb is deeply committed to empowering individuals in both one-on-one and group settings. Her dedication to mental health is driven by a strong belief in the power of empathy, advocacy, and evidence-based care. I'd like to present to you Zainb Hemeda.
Good morning, everyone.
Bravo, bravo. Let's welcome her. Yes.
Today I will be presenting on the stigma on mental health illness, AI assessments, and recommendations. Now, am I able to share my screen?
Oh, we don't hear you, Dr. Piña.
Give the power to her, please.
I think you might have to, because
I have to. I will give
power.
her the power just right now. All right, let me see Zainb, and then she's gonna be the co-host of today. You have it. You have it. Go ahead. You can share it now.
You should have the power. So if you hit the share button.
So can everyone see it?
Perfect.
Okay. Stigma on mental health illness, AI assessments, and recommendations. Introduction. Mental health stigma continues to be a major barrier to care. Stigma can prevent individuals from seeking help, being honest during sessions, or following up with treatment. This presentation explores how artificial intelligence, AI, can be used to assess stigma and support efforts to reduce it, especially in private settings. Understanding mental health stigma. Public stigma, society's negative perceptions about mental illness. Self-stigma, internalized shame and guilt by the individual. Institutional stigma, policies or practices that disadvantage people with mental health conditions, especially in low-income areas, I just might add. Impact, reduces treatment seeking efforts, therapeutic alliance, and worsens mental health outcomes. So it's like a domino effect, if you were to think about it that way. Impact of stigma in private practice. Clients may cancel or avoid appointments out of shame, reduced hostility intake or during sessions, fear of being labeled or misunderstood. Practitioners may unintentionally carry bias that affects their care. How AI is being used in mental health. AI assessments, analyzing language in client journals or intake forms for signs of internalized stigma. Chatbots, tools like Wysa or Woebot provide an anonymous support, reducing initial barriers to care. So since this is anonymous, the person is less likely to feel like they are being judged, and so they're more eager to go through this route. Predictive tools, algorithms that help identify clients at risk for dropping out or needing additional support. AI tools that are in action. Wysa and Woebot, controversial AI that engages users with CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy based responses. Uper, AI-powered mental health assistant that tracks emotions and behavior. Lyra Health and Quartet use AI to match clients with the right level of care. And we all know how difficult it can be to be in a certain position but not have the right therapeutic approach and how frustrating that can be. So that was really important. Sentiment analysis flags negative self-talk or stigma language in client writing. So this is really to really get to know your client. Challenges and concerns. Bias in algorithms. If AI is trained on biased data, it can enforce stigma. So this can either go really well or not well at all. Privacy. Sensitive health data must be securely protected. Client trust. Some clients may feel uneasy about AI's involvement in their care because of things like privacy and data leaking, and just because they don't know who's on the other side of the screen. So that can be a little scary. Oh, over re, excuse me, over reliance. AI should support, not replace human therapeutic relationships. So we still want to make the client feel like we are completely committed to putting every single effort into their care, and we are just simply using this as a tool to guide us. Recommendations for private practice. Introduced AI tools slowly. Pilot programs and assess client response. Training for staff. Build awareness about stigma and how AI can assist. Prioritize client privacy. Transparent data practices and opt-in options. Use AI to support, not replace therapy. Enhance engagement. Don't automate healing. Because it is not a 1-2 step all shoe size fits all situation. Summary. Stigma remains a significant barrier to mental health treatment. AI offers new ways to assess stigma, support clients, and improve care access. When used ethically, AI can complement therapeutic practices in private settings, continued research, and careful implementation are key. And after my summary, I'd like to follow up and ask this question to all of you. And my question to all of you is, what do you think the bigger barrier is when it comes to therapeutic stigma? Is it the medication management, or is it just going to therapy? Because they both lie hand in hand. And that's it.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Very good. There is a lot of informations there that you presented that most likely sometimes we don't know. That is stigma. That is related to stigma. You know, the fact that someone goes to the sessions, to the therapy for the first time, and then the way they've been treated, the way they've been seen, you know, the fact that they also don't want to see themselves being a mental health patient, that there is some kind of self-guilt, self-stigma somehow. And then you sometimes we say, why she or he didn't come to the second appointment? What happened there? What is there for us to learn? Or can we call back to see? Can the people in the front desk, the doctor for the first time, have what I can say a some kind of psycho-educational approach with different culture? And that's most likely what I do. I mean, like, I need to psychoeducate them. Especially, you will notice that, like, when they come to you, I mean, like, Dr. P, I don't know why I'm here. They told me I have to go to therapy. What can you say about it? What can you tell me about it? And I don't know what to do. And then I have the time, the first session, the second sessions, to let them know what is therapy, how you do it. You know, most let's say white American middle class and high class in America, they have done therapy. They know. Some of us never have been. We don't have this stigma ourselves. This is for crazy people. Why do you have to go there? No, you can. It's your will. It means things happen. Just put it together and blah blah blah. They don't know the seriousness of a mental disorder.
I
So
really like the fact that you brought up the cultural aspect, because in a lot of cultures, especially mine, especially when it also comes to men, you don't have to feel. You got to get over it. It's not that big of a deal, and your feelings are really a burden, and they're stressing you out for no reason. And that's not the way to get to the bottom line of anything. It's going to be a continuum.
yes. So I want everybody to I want you to repeat the questions that you're asking to all of us. And after I ask you a question first, and then
Okay.
I will give a chance to everybody to respond to your amazing presentation. Why stigma for you? Why you took this topic? Why is so important to you?
I chose this topic because I've gone through this for over a decade now, dealing with stigma and having to go to therapy, and then being in class and your doctor tells you, well, you have to take your hydroxyzine at 6 p.m., but I'm in class at 6 p.m. Now, am I going to take my pill in class while everyone's looking at me like, what's wrong with this crazy girl? And it didn't make me want to go to therapy, and it hindered for a while me taking care of myself because of the way I felt. And I woke up and I decided this, I don't need to do this. I need to do what's best for me, because they don't know my backstory. I know my backstory. So this is what's right for me. And once I realized that, I really wanted to invest time into this, because the worst thing you can feel is horrible about yourself, and going to speak to someone and them making you feel just as horrible or just as weird. Your feelings are not weird, and your feelings are always valid. And they don't need to make sense to you, you, and you. They need to make sense to you, and that's it.
All right. So you carry the stigma yourself in terms of and the way the treatment was conducted, and especially the way you have to do it. Um, myself also, I will see now treatment, medication, therapy, psychotherapy, psychodynamics, psychoanalysis at a privilege that you have to take into account. Like it's some kind of a skill, it's some kind of a given that will make the difference to you, like seeing as a positive kind of things for you. Like you go to the doctor, you go to the pediatrician, you go to the gynecologist, urologist, but it's wonderful to go to your psychoanalyst, psychotherapist, to your psychiatrist to take your medication. Like I also want to see the positivity. Probably when I was medical student, I was studying medicine, psychology, school psychology, clinical psychology at the same time, writing my poetry. And I hid that I was going to see Miguel Finchera, my psychoanalyst, in Santo Domingo. But all of a sudden, the difference between me and most of my generation is that I was taking psychoanalysis. And the fact that I have accomplished so much is because I was like seeing myself and talking to someone and finding my diseases, my weaknesses, my trauma. And by doing that, I was becoming healthy. My potential was going like a stronger, and I can do a lot of things because I can take 1 or 2 days a week to see myself and then go beyond the obstacle and find release. So I see that, and that's what I bring also to most of my patients, the potential and the importance that it is to discover, be self-aware, and know who you are, and use that for your advantage. Most of the most amazing psychotherapists are those who have been in therapy, medication, treatment, and they know how to do it, how to use it. They know what it means. Psychoanalysis is about that. You are a psychoanalyst only because you went to your psychoanalysis yourself, because you do your personal therapy. You know, if you haven't been in therapy, I don't know if you're going to go so deep into the trauma of people. Jack Lacan, one psychoanalyst that I use a lot, from France, he said, there is no more resistant than the resistance of the psychoanalyst. There is no more resistant than the resistance of the counselor or the doctor. You will go in treatment according to your resistance. Like there are therapists that, oh, wow, she came, oh, wow, she's crying. Oh my God, I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, she's gonna tell me about her rape. Oh no, don't tell my rape. Don't tell now. Like, don't tell it now. Tell me when you're ready in 6 weeks. And you're resisting because she came to tell it to you, and you're not accepting the gift of the trauma, and then you're postponing. So that's like you will go as deep as you resisting it is in treatment. The more you know yourself, the more you know you're resistant, the more you will discover the defenses of the patient who is coming to talk to you. Okay? And from the beginning, oh, Dr. Piña, blah, 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 blah. Okay, tell me about it. I really, Dr. Piña, but this is my first session. Well, I want to know. You're here now. And then I make it easy to say, oh, do you have to speak about our sex life? Well, this is the best moment. You came to do this. Okay, Dr. Piña. Because I have no resistance. Okay? And now, you need to know the patients where they are. You need to know the defenses. You know, you need to be careful sometimes. Like, it's okay. When you're ready, we'll go there. And sometimes we'll get ready. Oh, no, Dr. Piña, they will say, no today. Or I don't feel confident. Okay, you know. But if it's like, oh, Dr. Piña, I don't know. Do you want me to tell that? The first session, she's like, I can open up a little bit more and in terms of a resistance. So let's go to your question, because your topic is amazing. We can spend the whole day like talking about the topics and the area that you propose. Go repeat the questions, and I will go to Cara. Then we're gonna go to Evelyn. I'm gonna go to Evelyn to Fonseca, to Mateo, then Fonseca, and finally we're going to Allison. And if Dr. Gloria can speak, well, we'll give her a chance. So the questions again, Hemeda.
Now, my question is, who do you think faces more stigma? Is the problem the medication management, or is the problem with the therapeutic alliance and actually going to therapy in and of itself? Because I don't think a lot of people feel comfortable taking their medication in public because, you know, people's assumptions, oh, well, what's he taking? What's he on? What's he doing? What's wrong with him? So I want to know your stance on what holds more weight here when it comes to the barriers and stigma of mental health illness? Is it the medication management or is it just therapy in general?
Perfect. All right, let's go. Maria Zoom, your take?
Good morning, everyone. That's a great question. And I was actually writing down some of the responses that I've heard as a clinician and also from people that, that have crossed my path. So I want to say that I think the biggest barrier that, at least that I have encountered, is that people make this connection that something is wrong with them and they don't want to show up. And my experience has been like, even a client said recently, well, I can't come all the time because it's like admitting something's wrong with me. And then I've had a relative that really needed to go. I mean, we all need to go, even if things are great. You really need to go, then analyze things. But a relative that thought, it doesn't work. That's why I don't want to go. It's wasting my time. It doesn't work. And I have a friend that, again, also needs to go, has an illness, and she went and she stopped going because she said, this wasn't in the US, this was in Switzerland, that the clinician wasn't supportive. They didn't validate her truth. So she went for support, didn't get it, got scared away and didn't go. So those are some of the experiences. So yeah, I would say that it has negative connotation for a lot of people, even though we're trying to change that. That's my response.
All right, so let's go to Mateo. Mateo, what's your response to the question?
I saw they continue about privacy bias and first they was referred for the AI and made decision affecting people for policy with healthcare. Sometimes for the confidence, don't feel like I be like a treat with like a robot. Many people like to feel more affection still.
Okay. Can you get your face in the screen completely? Like go put it up like all of us? Perfect. That's better. All right. So let's go to Fonseca. How would you respond the Zainb Hemeda question?
Yeah, I think definitely an interesting question to think about. I mean, I think that they both have I kind of think they both have their own stigmas in different ways. But I do think that it can be more of a problem when it comes to therapy and making the decision to go to the session, every week or twice a week. I think sometimes that can hold more weight because, Kara brought up the example of maybe it's not just the decision once to start therapy, it's the decision to go, to keep going to every session and believe in it in every session. And I guess, believe in your progress and your healing and things like that. So I think that can definitely hold a lot of weight too, especially if you kind of had you're a certain belief about it before it started, and then maybe you just go into it and then you have to keep I guess believing in it or develop that belief in it to make the effort to keep going. But yeah.
Excellent. Let's go, Dr. Gloria Jean-Baptiste. What do you think about the questions of Hemeda today?
I think that there are different aspects to be considered as key factors in how the patient suffering from this challenge is viewed. First, societal pressures. Someone identified as in need of help, our society still stigmatize certain illnesses. So that is one aspect to deal with, which I had mentioned. I also believe that from an intrapersonal point of view, where the individual has to come to terms with how do I feel about taking my medication? Am I positive? Do I feel that it's a winning decision?
All right, so we lost her. So what is your take, Hemeda, with everybody says? What's come to your mind? Oh, she's
Yes.
back. She's back. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I do apologize. Yes.
It's
How
okay.
do I how do I take my medication? Is this a burden to me? Am I perceived as someone with an illness that should be separated from my family, my friends? Because taking medication might seem simple, but sometimes it affects our whole mental space. So that is another way that I feel that this whole question of stigma plays its part. So like I said, it's multidimensional. It comes from inside the person either being positive or negative, needing more psychotherapy in terms of developing an appreciation for medication management, or if the person is also affected by what friends, family, the broader society feel about someone having this diagnosis and needing help. So we have to deal with it from multi levels in the course of treatment. Thank you.
Okay, Hemeda, what do you say about everybody? Respond.
Thank you for your responses and all. What I take is that the core that I feel like everyone kind of hit is that it's harder to stay in than it is to actually go. And I don't like, I took that into account, but truthfully, I think I should have taken it more into account while I was doing my research, because my take was getting you through the door and getting you started, but I also have to think of what happens after that and how I can keep you there. So because of your feedback, everyone, I will be implementing that up here. Thank you. And it just, I'm really happy that everyone understands that this stigma has such an effect on everyone's life, not just the person experiencing it, their family members, the people around them, your coworkers, and it's just go to therapy.
Exactly. So you said something very important that we've discovered together. It's like that, how to get you there. How do you go once you made the decision of going to therapy? And it has to do with money, the insurance, where you are, where you live. You know, people to see me before, they needed to be in Washington Heights, in Inwood, in Riverdale, close to the Bronx. I'm from Brooklyn. I have 3 offices, one in Riverdale, 2 in Broadway. Now I have people that come from DR, from Las Vegas, from New York, from Florida, because now it's virtual after the pandemic. So the access to therapy virtually will allow also you to go to take it. That's why many people globally, more people, thousands of people are going to therapy. So make it accessible, make it easy to. That's number one. How easy, how accessible. Then I believe that therapy have to be free everywhere you go. Okay. But anyway, you have insurance, you can pay, it's okay. But I believe that it can be transactional, that it have to be value based, that all doctors have to have clinicians, psychotherapists within their team, their practice. Every state have to have available therapy for anybody who wants it. Because a healthy society mentally is better, we know that. So that's number 2. Number 3 also, I don't go because my psychotherapy is not that good. I don't like him. The way he treat me, what he said to me, he's not ready, he's not prepared. He doesn't have the knowledge. Oh my God, now I went to that, I'm not gonna come back. Okay, number 4, it's like call him, call her, send a message. I have Dr. Lacan, Jack Lacan. He used to call them or show up in their places. Hey, I mean, like I call you, what happened? Why are you not coming to see me? Why you, or call the mother, or call someone, or the husband. But don't do that. You don't do that. That's in French. It's in the 60s, 70s. But well, most likely I do that. So I see my guy, say hello. I was waiting for you. What happened? You disappeared on me. Or I send a message saying, why you disappeared on me? What happened? And because I know what happened, like, let me give you an example. Oh, Dr. Piña, I'm sorry, I'm not going to take the session right now. I know resistant. Number 1, okay, perfect. I'm going to go with my daughter to Las Vegas, Nevada, or to Santo Domingo. And then I'm going to go to Paris, whatever, 2 weeks. Oh, so you're not going to see me for 2 weeks. Oh, that's nice. Perfect. When you're not come to see me? Oh, in this week, perfect. I'm gonna I'm going to write it right here. Then see you in 2 weeks. Now, I know that he's resistant. Can I ask you a question before I let you go? Did you buy the book? Oh, no, I didn't buy the book. Oh, that's why you're postponing the session to me? No, Dr. Piña. I want you to next time buy the book and let's study the book. So you have to go back to why he's resistant, what's happening in the last session with him, because you need to know everything that is related to your client, patient's analysis, as we call it, and to know him well so that you can follow up with this person. Because sometimes he's so depressed that he cannot wake up and you think, oh, he's resisting, he's not coming back to me. Call him, send him a message, and he or she will let you know what's going on. So that's part of the thing that you have to do. And then finally, you have to remember, what time is it? What time is it?
7:45 or 8:45.
Yeah.
8:45. So we have a lot of time to talk. So the next thing, it's like he is resistant. You need to be prepared. You need to follow through. But also what we discovered is this. Beyond stigma, beyond whatever belief of psychotherapy, psychiatric medication is being for the high class and for the rich people who knows it, who take advantage of it. Psychoanalysis, psychotherapy was developed in Vienna, in Paris, in Berlin, in New York, in Boston, in Argentina, for example, then in Mexico, or in Spain, in the big cities where middle class, they know they're suffering, they can go to take for psychotherapy. Psychiatric medications is an advancement in the whole process of healing people, and it's a good thing. You have to imagine Van Gogh, he killed himself. He's like cut his ear. Imagine the medication right now, the treatment that we have, clinical, like, do you know that Picasso and Dali were treated by the psychiatric Jacques Lacan, that they have their own therapist, that they have their own psychoanalysis, and they lasted until 89, 90, they never killed themselves, and they become rich, and see what we have. We didn't have that with Van Gogh, because we didn't have the advancement of psychiatric medications and mental health disorders as we have it today. So I tell, and I remember I spoke several times in Univision and Telemundo to 40 million people, asking me the stigma, or what can we do about it? Well, the most important part, insurance is not going to pay you. So they're going to say, don't go to therapy, don't go to treatment. I'm not going to pay you. So one of the biggest stigma, oh, wow, it's not free. I can only have 5 and 20. It means like there is also some kind of contextual process, society and political involved in stigma that we have to understand also. So tell your patients it's good for you. It's fantastic for you. Let's take advantage of the middle class, of the rich people that goes for every day. Well, you don't have to go every day for therapies, because that's psychoanalysis. You have to go 3 times a week. You can go once a week, okay? By the way, do you know that there is rich technologist, entrepreneur that becomes psychoanalyst, according to the New York Times, for the tech people of Palo Alto to charge you $1,000 per session, and to see you once a week for 6 weeks, $6,000 per week of psychoanalysis, reported by the New York Times. If you see the advancements of psychoanalysis, something like that, New York Times and the technology guy, you're gonna find the article about how now technology, rich people are taking psychoanalysis, bring them back, go into the couch and talk a lot, and then go make millions. So you're not gonna go and make millions, but you can go be better, be happy, be joyful, be less depressed, less anxious, do what you have to do, take care of your family, yourself, go to your job, and maybe, go back to the people that you believe that you hated, go back to your job, go back to your wife, go back to college, because it would allow you to know yourself, and then give you the energy you need. A psychotherapy, any one approach, small, big, short, long, will give you that kind of possibility to be better to be a better human being, you know, and take away the suffering of mental illness, because you suffer a lot when you are obsessive, or you're crying, or you're depressed really, or you're traumatized and you're anxious all the time. You don't want to go out, you know, you don't have energy for anything. It's really, it's a physical kind of psychosomatic kind of the mental disorders and illness that exist today. It's a real stuff. It's real stuff. It paralyzes you, and it's in terms of society to take care of your mind. So I wanted to say that in terms of the stigma and how we go and think about it, and how can we go and, you know, do the psychoeducations of each one of our patients when they come, what they don't know. That's why one of my questions is, okay, you tell me your history, why you come here. Then finally, have you been in therapy before? Well, no, Dr. Piña, this is my first time. Okay, so you have a chance to tell him, you know, what is therapy in the process of knowing himself. Oh, yes, I've been there for therapy 3-4 times. And then my question is, when was the last time? Oh, well, 9 years. When I was, okay. When was the last time? Oh, I am in therapy. He's not. Okay. Would you like to go individually to session 2? You see? Or now, okay, you're not gonna do couple therapy. Can I get someone for him? Okay. So I have the gift of psychotherapy to give to everybody that comes to me. And I've seen people in the last 20 years, 30 years. I have family that follow me or send me the mom in the 90s, then their kids on the 20s, and then the grandkids later on. So I have a multi-generation process of seeing people for years. And you have, all of you, the gift of therapy for humanity, for suffering. You're doing a great job. I mean, that's why I'm here. I have all people or interns. I take everybody. I try to make you the best that you can be, because you're going to bring the gift of therapy to people. That's the most amazing things that you can give to someone. To be there for someone, to listen to them, and to, you know, be a company in his or her growth. That's amazing, people. That's great. And then you don't have to, Hemeda, you want to say something?
I was just gonna say to have someone trust you that much and pour their heart out to you and just say things to you that they've kept in here forever is the most fulfilling thing that I can possibly think of doing. And that's also one of the reasons why I chose this topic. It's just because I've always been a nurturer, and I I can't see someone in certain pain and know how to help them and not take initiative. Especially if they're not going for the wrong reasons. You're not going because of all these external reasons. What about you?
That's great. Tell me more about that. I like that. So it's in you. You have that in your heart to help people and to be there for people. That's what you're saying to me.
Yes, because there you can be perfect, and there's always going to be that one person that still has something to say about you. So you're not going to therapy and not helping yourself because of all these things that are happening on the outside. Oh, he might be crazy. Oh, what are you, a scaredy cat? What, you too emotional? You know yourself. Reality check. Just talk to somebody.
Exactly. Because we know that the talking cure is really key. I mean, don't be alone. You know, go to your friends, go to your family, go to the priest, pray. You know, don't keep yourself alone with your suffering, and then take it to a professional that will be trained to listen to you and give you the best advice that you can do. What do you think about that? I'm going to ask that questions that Hemeda is telling us. Go to therapy, go to do it. Don't be alone by yourself. Go beyond stigma. Mariusun, what do you say about that?
No, I would have to agree that, you need to go, see what happens, trust in the process. I like the idea of giving psychoeducation, educating people on the results of therapy if they show up and they still are resisting it. Because I think that's the other thing. There's this negative connotation. And if we explain to them, if we can back it up with research that shows how effective and the efficacy of it, then maybe people will be willing to give it a try.
That is true. Alison, are you there just quietly listening to everybody? So what would you say about the stigma and AI, everything that Hemeda is bringing to us to understand and to discuss today? Alison.
Yeah, I write my opinion and translate. I will I will give.
That's perfect. We
Yeah.
take it. That's perfect. Go ahead.
People feel they have
You
to
can go.
hide. Okay, you hear me? Okay. People feel they have to hide it
Yes.
for fear of being labeled as crazy. However, the stigma around therapy is more silent and deep. It lies in the idea that if you go to therapy, sometimes must be wrong with you. Both carry weight, but medication often becomes a reminder of the problem, which can create more resistance to treatment. That's why I believe we need to work on normalizing both as essential parts of self-care and overall health.
Excellent. Hemeda, what do you say of that response that Alison put together?
Thank you, Allison. And my response is something that you said when you started talking stuck out to me. I understand how important it is to have a support system, but if you're going to therapy and it's making you feel uncomfortable because of that stigma, maybe it is best to go to therapy. And you don't have to tell the entire world. You can heal and do that for yourself away from all of this. And when you're ready, you can slowly shift on back and migrate back to your home, your friend zone, your clique, and socialize. But sometimes it is okay that you don't tell people. Sometimes it has to be just for you. And that's okay because therapy is special.
That is true. And that's why it's so confidential, isn't it? You don't have to tell anybody, nobody needs to know. Like, I give one example. Many police people come to me, captain, general, whatever people send me when they see me on the television, and they send them to me, and they're very crazy about it. I mean, who's going to know? I mean, like, I can pay you, Dr. Piña. Do you want me to put my insurance? Nobody will know. I cannot tell that because you're going to sue me. So will you tell, if you say to somebody, they will know, but nobody know. We don't know. I mean, like, no, there is no way unless you want me to send a paper document to someone, because nobody know. That's confidential. That's why we follow HIPAA compliance, the act of not talking at all. This is you, it's you. Don't tell to anybody. I mean, like, he made a point from the beginning, and it's true. This is secret. And when you're ready, when you feel like that you can tell, then you can go and say something to whomever you want. But in the meantime, nobody needs to know. If you think you're crazy or somebody's gonna say you're crazy, don't say it. Keep it to yourself. So it's therapy for the crazies. It's therapy for the insane. It's therapy for the madness. It depends how you call it in the history of the madness and craziness, and how was studied from Freud, from Charcot, Jacques Lacan, Michel Foucault, and the history of madness. How you go and study the different evolution and time of the mental disorders, and then as a disorder, as no craziness, is organic, is psychological, is a combination, is hormonal, is biochemistry. This is a lot of history between two. What we know is a case, it's someone confronted with his or her truth. That's what it is. A case is not a clinical case, it's an ethical case. My patients, they are not crazy or clinical or disorder. They just confronted with their truth. Whatever is inside, whatever pain do you have, a case, it's a ethical case, trying to get his own truth in his life. And you are there because of that. That's why I love psychoanalytic approach, because psychoanalysts don't see people as crazy disorders, kind of mental disorders, things like that. It means we see them as a people, someone like anybody, like all of us, just confronting their own truth. It's an ethical case. Never is going to be a clinical case. Clinical case, it's okay. It's for research, for investigation, for the insurance, for not to understand the archetypal category. It's good for research. But when you are there with me, in front of me, I see someone suffering, and he has or her a truth that he's going to tell. And he wants that person who went through the process, who have the skill to help you out through the process. And anybody of you can do that, because it's not about what you know, what you say. Jack Lacan says that. It's about who you are. If you're a good people, if you're nice, if you are a human being that understands, you're sympathetic, you want the best for that human being, that person will come back to you, will see you. And by the way, it happened to me. Oh, Dr. Piña, can I stay with Allison or with Marius soon or with Gloria? But I'm the master. I am the it. How gonna substitute me for this person? She doesn't have experience. Can you see that? Well, Dr. Piña, can I keep her, please? I say, okay, it's all right. It's not about all the skill or the knowledge. You have to have the skill, the knowledge, and the experience, the certifications and everything, because the more you are, it's better for you, of course. But what I know, be good, be a human being. A good human being, good son, good father, go to therapy yourself, go to culture. That's what I said, something about we love culture, art, metapoetry, poem, and psychoanalysis. That's what everything we do is related, running therapy, everything, because we see people as a holistic, from a value-based kind of psychotherapy. That's why we say it's good, because I try it myself and I see the result in myself. And I want you to see it being and doing best. But at the end of the day, be a good human being. If you're suffering, go yourself to therapy, because that's when I made the difference. When someone comes to you, they can read you, they can see you, and just go relaxed. And then when they see a good human being that is right there, reflexive, ready to listen to you, that's what matters the most. I'm seeing it all over the place, So be good people, and that's the kind of motto of Jack Lacan. It's not what you say, what you know. It's not the skill. It's not or whatever you think you know. It's about who you become. That person who you are, which is connected to the being. It's the philosophy of being the better, the self, that person who love you, want to give you the best, and want the best for you. That most of the analysis and patients will see that with you. Okay, so any final thoughts, Hemeda, before we let you go? And Anna, one question is like, you said, don't let the healing to AI automation. Tell a little bit about that. That I what's some phrase that I say, oh wow, that's interesting, because we want also to automate, have the AI coaching as helping us out, but you said be careful about that. Unmute.
Yes, be careful about that, because we do have all this technology and it is extremely helpful, but I have to be completely transparent. It's turning humans into lazy potatoes. So I need to have my client understand that I am using this just as a tool, but I am the guide. Because there needs to be that alliance between you and your client. And so my client is going to start questioning, well, is my alliance with you or with AI? Because I'm talking to you, not AI. So I need to make sure that there is, a clear boundary between that, and that we're also just using it as a tool and not to completely assess the entire human being and who they are and everything. But yeah.
That's the final words. Hamida, thank you for your amazing personal presentation. You're a great human being. I know you're going to be a great psychotherapist. It's coming from your heart, it's coming from your experience, and also it's coming from your suffering. And you're doing great. You are in the one of the best university of the whole world. It's Manhattan College. My wife is been there. We have Rosa Saldaña from Manhattan College. We sent her to go there. We have Magdalene Jimenez. She finished. She's in Limite Permit. She's with us. Rosa Saldaña now is coming to Limite Permit now. We have you. We have Edward Malesinski from you. We have probably 10, 20 clinicians that we send to Manhattan College. But of course, we have people from the University of Las Americas. We have from Hunter College, from Macy University, from Alfred University. We have Gloria Jean Baptist. But we love the people from Manhattan College. We live for more than 30 years in New York City, closed in Riverdale to Manhattan College, Manhattan University. My wife could go walk right there. And we're very happy that you're part of and that you have presented this amazing topic. Probably the second topic will be about recommendations and how to reduce stigma, like the process of reducing the stigma. How can we all go about it? So we hope that in the next podcast and research that you present, we can explore and expand the amazing and personal presentation you give today. We're very happy. I'm going to thank you, Evelyn Fonseca, Alison Pozo Cervantes, Mario Sun, Evelyn Mateo, Dr. Gloria Jean Baptist, and of course, Zainb Hemeda for your amazing presentations. And see you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Adios.